Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through this falling stars bag charm that I made. As you might be able to tell, I'm going to be voicing this over because I had some mic issues. Some of you may know if you follow my Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to be doing a slightly different close off on the back of my Rivoli here, and this is to help protect it even more than usual and protect the backing. So let's jump straight into this product. The first part I'm going to show you for simplicity's sake is the dangle parts of the chain with just the charms on the end right here. And to make these dangles I just picked a selection of lengths of the star chain. There's just the one there's a couple with 2, 3, 4, 5, but you just want a couple of random lengths of chain. It really doesn't matter how long, you just want obviously to make sure it's not too long for your own liking. When you've got the lengths of chain that you desire, I'm going to be using these ball head pins. You can use flat head pins if you like. And I'm just going to put this beautiful little star on, and then I'm going to bend that at the top with enough room to wrap my wire when I've made my loop. Grab my round nose pliers or my looping pliers. You want to bring the wire right around the nose here and cross it on the other side like so, but don't close it yet. Grab a piece of the chain. I can tell here I want a slightly longer bit, and just pop the wire through the hole on the chain there. Grab some flat nose, hold on to the loop, and if you need to you can use the other pliers to wrap this up. And just wrap this tail end of the wire around that space that we left. And don't forget to tuck away or trim off any pokey bits. And now we are ready to add this piece of chain. To do that, I'm going to be using these 5mm jump rings. You could probably get away with a 3 or a 4, but this is what I had to hand. And now you'll notice that one side is more embossed than the other side to these stars, and you want the more embossed side facing forwards, so it matches everything else really, so whichever way is your forwards. And then just pop that around the end of the bag charm here, this closed loop bit, and close it up. This is the way we're going to be attaching all of the just single charms and chains with the jump ring and such. And now I'm going to make the charm for the end of the Rivoli when we've made it, just so it's ready to add when we need it. And I'm going to do very much the same thing, bend the wire with a bit of space to wrap our tail, take the round nose pliers or loop makers, and this time instead of taking them off to add the chain, you can just leave them on here and use either your pliers or, if it's soft enough, your fingers to wrap up that tail around the space that we left. And cut off or poke away any of the pokey bits. And now that charm is complete for when we need it, and it is time to work on our right angle weave bezel. And now we are ready to make the bezel. I have my charm ready, I have the chain ready, and I'm ready to jump into the project. I'm going to be using a size 10 beading needle. You can use a 12 if you're more comfortable getting through the 15 with a 12. And I will be using just under a full wingspan of thread. I'm going to be using Fireline just because I find it a little bit sturdier than your regular thread. I feel it holds the shape better. Now to start out the bezel we need to make our first unit. I'm going to be calling the silver beads colour A. I'm going to be calling the Galaxy Nebula beads colour B. You can really use any colours that you like. I just really liked this combination. So I want you to pick up 1 colour A, 3 colour B, 1 colour A, and 3 colour B. I want you to bring those down to the end of your thread, leaving about a 5 to 6 inch tail, and then I want you to go back through all of the beads again, starting with the tail end. Then to make a nice neat little circle, go through just the colour A bead that we very first added. And that is our first unit. But I want to be coming out of the colour A on the opposite side. So I'm going to move across, so I'm doing just that. And from here I want to keep adding units. I want 11 in total, but to keep adding units I'm going to add 3 colour B, because we already have our silver bead there, so 3 colour B, 1 colour A, and 3 colour B. And then I want you to come through the opposite side of that bead, so you're coming out that bottom. I want you to go in the top to make a brand new unit. Just like this, but you want to be coming out of that colour A. So go through those beads so you're coming out of that colour A. Just like that. And now we're going to keep adding units. So again, you want 3 colour B, 1 colour A, and 3 colour B. You're coming out the top of the bead, so I need you to go in to the bottom of the bead, and that will make us another nice unit. Again, we want to be coming out of the colour A that we just added, so go through those beads so you're coming out of colour A. just like so. And I just want you to keep going until you have 11 units, and I will show you how we are going to close up. I am back and I have 11 units here. It's time to close up my piece. To do that, I'm going to add 3 colour B, and I'm coming out of the top of that colour A there. So I want to go in the top of this colour A here. And nice and slowly, just join that up together. And now we want to complete this unit, so another 3 colour B. And then go into the bottom of that bead to complete the unit. Again, nice and slowly pull it so you don't accidentally knot yourself up. And we are part the way done. And now I want you to go through those next 2 so you're coming out of the middle seed bead on this unit. And now we're going to work on closing up this side, and to do that we're going to add 1 colour A in between each of these middle seed beads. So I'll just do that with you a couple of times to show you. So I'm coming out of the middle colour B here. I'm going to pick up a colour A, and I'm going to go across into the next middle colour B in this unit, in the next unit. Just like that, and pull that closed. And again, pick up a colour A, go across to the next unit, to the middle colour B, and straight through. One more time, pick up a colour A, move across to the next unit, in the middle colour B, and go straight through and close that up. And just keep doing this all the way around. Now I'm come to the end, I'm ready to close up. I'm going to pick up a colour A, and I'm going to go through about 4 or 5 of the beads here, both the colour A's and the colour B's, just to help bring it together a little better, a little tighter. And now I want to get to the outside there, because I want to add a few more units. So to do that, I'm going to go work my way around here and come out of one of the center beads of the outside units. You want to be coming out of the center bead on one of these units. And here is where we're going to start adding another row of units. To do that is a little bit more complicated, but not too much. To begin with, what I want you to do is pick up a colour B, pick up a colour A, 3 B's and 1 A and 1 B. And this is going to be our first unit, so coming out the top of that bead, I'm going to go in the bottom to make our first unit on this row, like that. And now you want to work around so you're coming out of one of the colour A's. I'm going to start right here, and to do that, the next thing I need to do to add my next unit is I'm going to need 3 colour B, 1 colour A and 1 colour B. I'm going to come around, because I'm coming out of the top of this silver bead, I want to come down this way through this middle bead here to help create my unit. And you can see I'm missing a bead, so I pick up a B and go through that A we were just coming out of, just like so. And just work your way around till you're coming out of that last A we just added. Just like this. Now we're coming out of the bottom of the bead, so we want 1 colour B and just go up through that middle bead there on that unit. To complete the unit, you're going to need to add 1 colour B, 1 colour A, and then 3 colour B. And then you want to close off your unit, so you want to come round, back through that A that we just came out of. And then work your way around so you're coming back out of the silver bead, so the colour A. And there we are. This is the pattern we're going to be following. I'm going to make another unit with you. So we're coming out of this side of the bead. You will want to pick up 3 colour B, 1 colour A, and 1 colour B, and go down the middle bead of that unit, like so. And we're missing a bead to complete this unit, so pick up a B and pop through the colour A that we just came out of. And you again want to work around so you're coming out of the colour A you just added. And this is the pattern that we want to continue around. Please, if you need to rewind, feel free to do that to get this down, or ask any questions in the comments below. I will come back to you when we're going to add our last unit. Okay, I am ready to close up, and I am back with you. To close up here, you can tell when you're ready to close because you will only have one unit left to add to, and that's that one for me. And I'm coming out to the top of the bead here, so I'm going to need 3 of our outside colour or our beads down through that A on the other side, and we need to complete the unit, so we need 1 B, pass through the B on this unit, pick up another B and pass back through the A to complete the unit. As you can see, we're getting this beautiful cup shape as we go, and this is perfect for gripping the rivoli. This is exactly what we want. So now I want you to again pop through, so you are coming out of a center bead in the outside unit. This is when I like to pop my rivoli in. I find I can get a tighter sew this way. And to close up, we're going to take an A and we're going to go across to the next middle bead, middle color B in that unit. Exactly what we did on the back. Pull that nice and tight, pick up an A through the center bead on that unit, the next unit. Pick up an A through the next B on that unit, and just do this all the way around. So I've come all the way around and it's time for me to close up. Pick up your colour A, and I'm going to go through every single bead on this row to reinforce this middle bit here. Once you have reinforced, we want to work on this protection layer I was talking about, because if we don't do that, this will eventually wear away and get scratched and it will affect the beautiful look. So we are going to do this on the back, and this is very simple and it's also very beautiful and effective, and it will stop any scratching or rubbing against the foil. So literally just any way you see fit, work your way around the back here, and I need you to be coming out of one of the colour A beads. When you have worked your way around and you're coming out of that silver bead or that colour A, I now want you to pick up 3 colour A and go back through that bead the other way, so we're making these little picots here on the inside, just like that. And now I want you to skip the next one and come out of the one after. So we're going to skip the next A and come out of the following A. And add another picot. So 3 colour A and pass back through that bead. the next one, come out of the following one. And add another picot. Skip the next one, come out the following one, and add another picot, and so on, and meet me back when you have added them all. Now I've added all of the picots. I need you to go through the picot beads, or one of the sets of picots, and come out of the center bead in this unit, or one of these units. And now we're going to use the colour B to join all these picots together. So grab a B, go through the tip of the picot and pull it tight. Grab a B, through the tip of the picot and pull it tight. Do this in between each of the picots to really pull that together and make sure that the foil on the back is fully protected. Once that's completed, we're going to use our threads to add our charm and our chain. I'm going to start with the charm, and to add that you want to pick any of the silver or colour A beads on the back here and just work your way along so you're coming out of it. When you're coming out of one of those beads, you want to look at adding your charm. I'm going to be using my colour B to do this. I just need a few more. Because these beads are small enough for my charm loop to go over, I'm going to be using 5 to force the loop shape. And that's literally the only reason, just to force that little loop shape. I'm going to bring that all the way down, and I'm going to go through the same bead I'm coming out of. Just like this, and then I'm going to work a path around so I can reinforce this loop. Once that's done, work out where the opposite bead is that you need to be coming out of, and just work your way over there. Once you're there, we're going to add the chain. To do this, I'm going to use the colour A this time. And this time the loop is so small that the beads will not go through it. So this time I'll be using an even number of beads. I'll be using 6, 3 on one side, then pick up your chain, again paying attention to which is the most embossed side, so that sits at the front. and then pick up another 3. And instead of going back through the same bead, you're going to go through the direct opposite colour A, right there. And again, work through the bezel to reinforce this loop with the chain that we have just made. And now we can look at tying off our thread, and you can really do this in any way you like. I'm going to be working through, I'm going to tie off about 3 times. I'm going to work through the bezel and just tie off in a few random places. Now you can trim this tail off, and I'm going to thread up the other side or the other tail, and I'm going to use this to reinforce a little bit, and then I'm going to tie this bit off as well. And now I'm ready to add this piece onto the bag charm clasp. And to do that, I'm going to do the same as what we did with our chains. I'm going to grab this 5mm jump ring, and I'm going to pop that on. And here we have a perfectly beautiful bag charm. Aptly named Falling Stars. I really enjoyed making this bag charm. I particularly enjoyed the right angle weave bezel. I think it is beautiful and I would definitely be using it more. Thank you for joining me on this project. I hope you will join me in future for more, and I hope you will pop along and maybe join us on Facebook and Instagram. Lovely to see you. Please take care. Bye bye now.